Yet another high-profile email hack has rocked American politics, this time former Secretary of State Colin Powell. This comes as Hillary Clinton is sidelined from her campaign with pneumonia. In addition, the EU commits to a Wi-Fi connected future, and the debate over the Pledge of Allegiance spills over into the American education system. This is The Loop. On Wednesday, the website DC Leaks posted a collection of emails hacked from the private account of four-star U.S. General and former Secretary of State Colin Powell, which were immediately swept up into the larger political conversation. DC Leaks is believed to be backed by the Russian government, according to the Smoking Gun and Threat Connect. Can we just take a second and soak in the fact that most, if not all, of the recent leaks and hacks that have targeted American politicians and organizations seem to have origins in Russia? In my personal opinion, no matter who you support this election, this fact should scare you. Another nation with whom we have deep conflict on a variety of global issues appears to be actively trying to influence the votes of Americans. And to me, that's terrifying and important. But again, that's just me. What is actually in these new emails? Former Secretary of State Powell has verified the authenticity of the messages, which show Powell lambasting Donald Trump as a, quote, national disgrace, but go much further in his distaste for Clinton as a candidate. One email in particular makes his position quite clear. In a 2014 email to Jeffrey Leeds, Powell wrote, "I would rather not have to vote for her, although she is a friend I respect. A 70-year person with a long track record, unbridled ambition, greedy, not transformational, with a husband still dicking bimbos at home." Powell also displayed his deep frustration with how Clinton's campaign tried to blame him for Hillary's use of a private email server, claiming that he told her to use one. He wrote that the campaign's, quote, email ploy this week didn't work, and she once again looks shifty, if not a liar. Not exactly the greatest messages to surface for the Hillary Clinton campaign, which is feeling the squeeze as Trump's new campaign team of Kelly Conway and Stephen Bannon have finally reined their candidate in to a large extent, eliminating a lot of his off-the-cuff remarks that regularly damage his candidacy and having him stick to more moderate prepared remarks. As the first debate looms, Hillary Clinton's campaign needs to figure out how to make a deep mark to regain their lead in the polls. The European Commission has pledged to bring free Wi-Fi to every city, town, and village within the European Union within the next 4 years. This massive shift in public internet would become possible with a new grant worth 120 million euros that, if approved, would allow the Commission to purchase and install state-of-the-art tech across every country in the nation. In the same speech, Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker also promised that all European homes will gain access to free public download speeds of 100 megabits per second or higher by the year 2025, and has reclassified internet service as a universal service, one that all citizens of the Union have the right to use wherever they are. Juncker also intends to abolish roaming charges forever through the strategic deployment of 5G across all EU nations. In addition, the Commission also unveiled a series of new rules and regulations regarding copyright claims. One standout is the colloquially named Google tax, which would empower content creators to charge money to websites or persons who repost portions of their content. Another is the so-called YouTube rule, which, according to Ars Technica, requires intermediaries that store and provide access to works uploaded by users to use effective content identification technologies to prevent availability of material for which they don't have copyright. Basically, it's an official rule that requires all websites like YouTube to use content ID systems to protect copyright holders against content creators who use their material illegally. It remains to be seen if any of the Commission's plans are achievable, but they certainly point towards a future where the internet is a right offered to all, no matter who or where you are. One of the biggest ongoing stories in the US right now is NFL player Colin Kaepernick's ongoing protest against the United States national anthem. While Kaepernick and others who protest in similar fashion are protected by their right to free speech, many Americans are outraged at their behavior. Their outrage is also protected via free speech, but where does punishment fall under that right? In Lower Lake, California, Leilani Thomas, a high school student, has had points deducted from her overall grade for sitting during the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, this behavior isn't inspired by the recent national discussion over the national anthem. Thomas is of American Indian descent, and she has been sitting during the pledge since 2nd grade. Her parents explained to her their feelings on the pledge and their heritage, and she could no longer support standing for the pledge. However, her current teacher is the first to penalize Thomas for her actions. According to Thomas, the teacher told her that she was being disrespectful, that she was making bad choices, and that she didn't have the choice to sit during the pledge. Thomas and another student who refused to stand during the pledge were allowed to switch classes to a teacher who supported their right to free speech. But now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about these most recent hacks in American politics? How do you feel about free Wi-Fi across the EU? And who do you think is in the right regarding the Pledge of Allegiance, the student or the teacher? Let us know down in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm Matt Lieberman, and until next time, you're in the loop. Thanks for watching. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump shared a stage for the first time in this election cycle Wednesday night, offering a
Okay, maybe it is sexual. Tell Denise I'm sorry.
Deeply sexual.